coming and coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, they budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will even compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs. Welcome to another episode of Property Doctor, the show that brings to property owners and property users the easiest remedies to maintain your homes, to manage your homes, to beautify your homes, and to help you save money. On this episode, we'll be discussing how to insure your properties against fire and burglary and the benefits of insuring your properties generally. We have a professional with us who will be doing justice to this topic today. We have in the studio an insurance broker, and his name is Mr. Dayo Mustafa. He is the MD of Mainstream Global Insurance Broker. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning. Without any delay, let's move straight to the business of today. And I would like to ask you, what is insurance?
Oh, thank you so much. Insurance is a contract giving a guarantee compensation for a specified damage, illness, or death, in return paying some form of money as premium to buy such guarantee. It's actually to put you in a place where you were before the incident.
You said contract. Contract
Yes.
Between who?
Between the insurer and the insured. The insured is the individuals or corporate that's buying that protection in advance for any uncertainties.
Yeah, so you are saying that it's very good for us to insure our properties.
Not just good, we should see it as a must.
Okay.
Because we cannot actually dictate or permutate what is going to happen to us. So any uncertainty can come anytime. If you are careful, I will not be careful. Your house is not stand alone. I might be beside you. I might have my own bar beside your house. Anything can come up and affect you. So you need to, in advance, purchase an insurance that will give you that coverage and rest of mind.
Okay. Okay. So many questions are coming up in my mind now. You know, we are saying about the things around, but you know, sometimes there are some natural disasters like storm, like wind or earthquake. Can you have insurance against such things?
Yeah, basic insurance, property insurance does not cover those ones, but we call it extension. Fortunately, in Nigeria and Africa, we are blessed not have the earthquakes and all that. But those that has it, the natural disaster, unquote, are not covered under specified insurance except in extension. Extension means you can buy them and pay a little more.
Okay.
Like in Nigeria today now, you can do against bandits that we have right now. We call it act of riot and terrorism. Yeah. So here at the moment, you can buy as a riot and what do we call it? Not terrorism per se, because the bandits are more like agitations and all that. Yeah. So in extension, we are buying riot and civil commotion as an extension to your property insurance.
So because that's an uncertainty.
It's an uncertainty.
So viewers, it's very important to do this kind of insurance is talking about, because we are so uncertain, and we have to protect our buildings, protect our properties generally. So that's what he's trying to talk about. So let's talk about fire and burglary policy in insurance.
Okay.
What is fire and burglary policy?
Well, the fire in the word insurance is not the fire that we are having dictionary. It means anything that can ignite.
Anything that
can ignite.
Okay.
It might not be matches. It might be ordinary electrical problem that can cause that fire and get the whole house burnt. Like we had someone that was selling tire beside a residential, and one of the tire, you know what the tire can do to fire? Yeah. It got to the roof, now extended to the other building. Ooh. Unfortunately, the tire shop does not have insurance. So all the liability of the other building that got burnt, it's on him. So he has to
on the tire shop.
Because that's the genesis of the fire.
Okay.
So in property insurance, if you have insurance, which we should have, insurance will first come to your aid, settle you, put you back to where you were before the incident. Now go back to the man that caused the fire and pursue the damages. Yours is that you want to be comfortable, you don't want to be affected by any uncertainty. Once you have that, in the essence that probably the fire started from your own place, and started to the 2-3 buildings beside you, but because it's starting from you, you should also cover yours. Also cover those other 2-3 buildings that are affected by your own cause of fire.
That's very interesting. That means it's very important that we insure our properties.
Highly important.
That means everybody is supposed or is expected to insure their properties. What types of insurance policies can we have on our buildings? Is it just fire and burglary? Is there any other thing we can do?
It's the basics. The fire and burglary. Burglary covers when people come into your house forcefully, steal your things. By the time you are doing the policy, you must have actually listed what you have with the value. Okay. If there's an addition of things you are buying between, you can easily write the insurance company, I had all this type of probably electronics, jewelries, give them the value, you pay a little more. So that if there's any incident of burgled into your house, they will come with a list, look at what is left, look at what is stolen, and then try to compensate you to the exact amount that you bought it.
Okay, now, other questions are coming up. But suppose you rent a building.
Yes.
Who is supposed to insure? Is it the landlord or the tenant?
Good question, ma. There are two parties there.
Yeah.
The owner of the building naturally should insure the building, just the building alone, against fire, not burglary.
Against fire?
Fire, not burglary. It has nothing they will steal.
Still, okay.
The occupants will not do the burglary, but if the landlord does not do the fire, you as the occupant can actually do the two. Because if there's a fire outbreak, if you're affected, maybe 2-3 months before they put in place, you'll be spending your money in a hotel or anywhere. Yeah. That money you are going to spend, if it happens, can actually buy insurance comfortably for you at the inception.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a two-way thing. Most landlords will feel like, you've taken a permanent into yours now, I don't have any business. But most in Nigeria today, 75% of occupants are actually going to buy insurance in case of any eventuality.
Okay, suppose we have like a shop or an office space, and the place is exposed to maybe like in a market now, and you have fire extinguishers, you have fire protecting equipment around or preventive measures taken into consideration. Do you think it's going to affect the premium, or it's going to affect the insurance policy? Does it mean that particular property, yes, is not going to be paying so much on insurance or something?
All right. The advantage that one has is once you have preventive measure in your properties,
whether it's residential or
commercial, automatically you have discounted the premium you are paying. Because when we come for inspection, you have extinguishers, you have smoke detector, you have fire alarm. That means if anything happens, you can mitigate that loss. Instead of having 100% bond, that will be 40, 50, 60%. So automatically from inception, you are paying less than someone that does not have such facility in place.
That means you are already trying to protect.
Exactly.
Okay, now, can land be insured? You know, land is also a property. Do you think land can be insured?
Land cannot be insured because land cannot be stolen, cannot be hijacked. Court case, insurance does not cover court case in that, not on property.
That's when there's a dispute.
Also the dispute. That insurance does not cover. But land, if it's get burnt, your land still remains. If water passes, probably flooding, your land still remains. So land is not insurable.
Okay. Now let's go on a short break, and when we return, we'll continue with our discussion on how to insure your properties against fire and burglary, and for you to also know the benefits of insurance. After the break, we'll examine the functions and some important tips in insurance. But before I go on, I want you to know that Property Doctor has some products that will be very helpful so you're staying healthy. We have PD soap, PD hand wash, PD air freshener, PD paint, which is, we have the satin, we have the emulsion, we have the PD bleach, and so many other useful products in the home. So please stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, They budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will even compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs.
I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, they budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will even compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs. Welcome back. If you're just joining us for the first time, you're watching Property Doctor. And on this episode, we're discussing how to insure your properties against fire and burglary. And we're also talking about the benefits of insurance generally. But before the break, Mr. Dayo Mustafa has told us what fire and burglary insurance policy means. And we still have more questions to ask our guests today. I hope you're ready.
Very much ready.
So should the home be insured at the market value or at that's the market value or the replacement cost?
That
is, if somebody has insured his property, should he be okay?
The two are actually optional.
Optional, all right.
Yeah, the market value is most times advisable, but because of inflations and probably the country economy and all that, we tend to like, oh, can I do replacement value? Which of course you tend to pay more when you are doing replacement value than having the market value.
Okay.
If the house in Guarimpa today is 25 million and you are insuring for 25 million, in the next 2-3 years you are paying your premium. If anything happens, probably fire outbreak, you have to be paid 25 million to fix the house back. As at that time, since the market must have gone up, you might not be able to like use 25 million to build the house. Again, that's the market value. So people think, okay, should I just do the value? So
that's the market value at when you are insuring.
When you are insuring.
Okay.
Because every year, as you are insuring, you are renewing the contract. You are paying same amount on that 25 million, the value you started with.
Exactly.
But if it's replacement value, if the house is 70 million today, in another 2 years is another 120 million. Insurance will have to come to your head and pay you 120 that time, give you that exact house. But you are going to pay more from inception on replacement value.
Okay.
Let me break it down, ma.
Yeah.
The market value, if you are paying 100,000 naira for same 25 million, if you are going to insure it on replacement value, for that year, still 25 million, but you might be paying like 135,000 naira. In anticipation that things will have gone up because houses appreciate every time. So that's the value. So the little difference that year might be like 35, 40,000. I'm just as an example. That's not the exact price. Yeah. But you are paying more premium when you are doing replacement value than market value.
Market value.
Though it's advisable to do replacement because inflations can come anytime. Houses appreciate. You don't know what the uncertainty will be. But people tend to like, oh, why should I pay more when I can just pay 100,000? It's advisable to do replacement.
Replacement than the market value. Okay, what is 80% rule in property insurance?
Yeah, it's actually, let me say from any form of insurance.
Okay, it covers any form of insurance?
But it's not static. Okay. In a car, we can do 90%. In housing generally, it's 80%. Okay. Because you have to be liable for some of the property. You are the owner.
Yeah.
We don't want you to be careless. So if you are insuring it, insurance is expected to declare, oh, I'm doing 80% of this value. So if there's anything happen, they are paying you that 80%. You are liable for the rest 20%. But there's also an option of doing it 100%. That, okay, I want to buy back that excess, that difference.
Yeah.
That, okay, let me put it in the market.
You want to reinsure the 20% that is remaining.
No, I'm not going to be careless. I'm going to do it 100% so that I know if anything happens, you are coming to my rescue 100%. But if they discover you undervalue your house, probably the house is 300,000, you are doing for 210, they will not complain. That's what you give. By the time it happened, and not at that time, you actually undervalue. Insurance will pay you the 80% value of that time, not the 100%. So we need to call utmost good faith when you are buying insurance. You must tell the truth. Because if anything happens, the truth will definitely retrieve itself.
You know, there's a saying that you must tell your doctor the truth and always tell your lawyer the truth. I'm learning this one today, that you also have to talk to your insurance broker and tell him the entire truth so that you are covered properly. Yes, so how long do you think it takes to get our claims back? You know, in Nigeria, a lot of people have been complaining that they don't get their claims on time, or they don't even get their claims back.
Well, I hear that every time, and I try to challenge each other person I meet along the line to give me an example of what they actually went through. A lot of people do not do their documentation. They
Is
just
it at inception or when?
At the claim time.
At the claim time.
They believe, oh, my car had an accident, my house got burnt, insurance won't give me money. No, there are processes. There must be like a police report, giving us details of what happened. We need to be sure that it's not frivolous. We need to be sure it's not a fake claim. Yeah. We've had causes that people come up with excuses, and insurance has to do an investigation. So we actually want you to give us the document. But I can assure you today in Nigeria, once your documentations are complete, in 2 weeks, your claim is paid.
So the time is even stipulated that within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks, or not before 2 weeks, you get your money once documentation is completed. But we're having difficulty getting this document from the insured.
What kind of documents are you talking about?
In property now, you don't even have much documentation in property. We already know where your house is situated. When there's a fire outbreak, what are the things that got burned? What are the things that are left? Because we don't want to pay you every content in the house. You must have saved some of the properties. But people, okay, I only have one TV that I carry. I have my gold. I go with my jewelry. Give us the list of what you have saved. What is left? Let's send our people to come and inspect what is there. Then what's cause of the fire? In that one, in less than 2 weeks, once we establish the facts, you are not supposed to bring any document. In property insurance, it's safer, it's easier than other form of insurance. Other form of insurance, you have to go to police, get police report. If it's death, give us death certificates and all that. If that's not ready, you may not get paid on time until when documentation is complete. After documentation is completed, in 2 weeks, you are paid.
Okay. What's the difference between property insurance and home insurance?
They're actually the same thing.
Okay. Now, during the NSAS period, you mentioned something close to that. That's why I'm bringing up this topic. You said some people got their shops boggled, destroyed during the riot period, and during times that some of these uncertainties happened.
It's one of the major blow we had in Nigeria.
So those shops, were they insured, or is there something you want to tell us about?
87% of them were not insured.
87% of them
were not insured. Oh. Only 13% from our record were insured during the NSAS. That 13% gave us 6.3 trillion naira worth of claim.
Just that 13%?
13%.
And they were paid?
All of them are not paid as we speak. Yeah. There are some still waiting for documentation. Some did not. Like, let me give you an example. Someone has a shop that worth 30 million at the center of the policy, but it actually has more goods in between the year of about 70 million, but did not notify the insurance company. So by the time the NSAS started, I have 100 million worth of goods, but there's no document to justify it. You only insure 30 million. So what insurance know is 30 million. So no, I won't take that. So that one we have to sit with the own lawyer, explain the contract. What Nigerians don't like reading, so to say, it's already embedded in the contract. This is how much you insured. Now maybe you have 100 million in your shop when it got burnt. That one, they are delaying the process of people that has the accurate time figure are being paid since they have been paid.
So that means if you have insured a property or a shop, you should always inform your broker.
Yeah, you have to update. If you have
more things, that is to update.
Yeah, but what we do, because market sellers almost like every day, I'm buying mongoose, we do average value. Though at a time, in your shop,
Yes.
you have goods worth 40 million at a time.
At a time.
But in the matter of 6 months, what are your sales? Oh, I'm doing 120 million. We have that in record. During the end of the year, how much are you selling? During the end of the year, oh, I can do 300 million per year. But at a time, I'm having 40 million. So we have these variables to calculate what your benefit will be. Oh, that means the shop got burned today. Your property must not be more than 40 million.
In the shop.
In the shop.
Because
Because that is what you give us. So we are going to work with that figure. By times, you were like, oh, we have some inflows, is worth 80 million. That will not justify because the what you gave us, the record is showing 40 million at a time.
Yeah.
That's what we work with. So during the NSAS, we had a lot of frivolous claims. People would definitely tell some lies. Oh, I have this, I have that. But the figure you gave us from inception is what we are working with.
Okay.
It's actually very important and mandatory for every property owners, shop owners, business owners to insure their properties and their content against insurance. In case of nobody saw
in case of any uncertainty.
Nobody saw insurance coming.
Yeah.
We just thought it was going to be a protest, but by the time it degenerated to violent ones, people lost a lot of properties.
Wow. Okay, now sometimes we insure our properties and we don't have any problem, any loss or something happens to the property. Do you think that when we insure some of these properties and nothing happens, we can get a claim back or we can get
Not claim.
a refund?
A refund.
Sorry, not claim, a refund.
Not even a refund.
Or a compensation.
A discount.
A discount.
In renewal.
In the renewal.
Yes.
Because that business year has gone.
It's yearly contract. The first year you've done it, no claim. We insurance will not give you the second year. We want to see the second year. Oh, okay, you are coming second year again, no claim. From third year, we're going to give you a discount on your premium.
Oh, it's not even from the second year.
No, not from second year, for the third year.
Oh.
It's not stated clearly in the contract. Where most insurance company we call it ex gratia, using our own judgmental that ex gratia is a Latin word that we use. Okay, this is a good customer. No claim first year, no claim second year. We should be able to comfort you, give you a landing ground. Oh, you don't have to pay such again because you've maintained this. You have ex gratia, you have smoke detectors, and you've not even had any costs to make any claim. Please pay this. Remove this percentage from your next payment as form of discount.
So you get a discount, not a refund. We don't get a refund. We don't get a compensation, but we get a discount. So, Mr. Dio, do you have any final word to tell our family, our viewers on this topic today?
All right.
What advice do you have for them?
Well, I want to encourage everyone, everyone, to take insurance very serious. It's mandatory. People say it doesn't work. It works. We pay claim every week. Fortunately, in Nigeria today, we have our umbrella body that made it compulsory, mandatory to pay claim as at when due. I can bet you no insurance company in Nigeria today will not pay the claim. I mean, none.
No. That is
In the past,
if you do the right thing and your documentation
if you don't do the right thing, the broker, where we come from, makes you to do the right thing from inception. That's why brokers are coming to your doorstep now to get the documentation right from beginning. Okay. No, insurance has clauses. There's no clause anywhere. It's just for you to do the right thing. And Nigerians should take it as an opportunity to buy it in advance because eventuality you cannot prevent it. As a driver, you might be very good, very cautious. The guy driving behind you, beside you, might not be. And once they eat you, you're also involved. So insurance comes to that. Take care of you first, then go after them. Okay. So please, I invite everyone to go for insurance, and we'll be glad we did.
Okay. Thank you so once again. Thank you for being with us in the studio. Thank you,
Thank
viewers,
you so
for being with us on today's episode of Property Doctor. I hope you have learned something. I have learned a lot. Please don't forget to drop your comments below, and you can share what you have learned from this episode with your friends, with your family, so that people will be informed. Join me next week for another interesting episode, an informative episode of Property Doctor. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel on the link below. And don't forget to turn on the notification button so that you get alerts on any new episode that comes up. You can also follow us on Facebook and on Instagram at Property Doctor NG and on Twitter at Property Doc NG. Make sure you have a fruitful week and God bless you. Bye.